it's very rare that I find somebody that has, specifically in the banking industry, that has community attached to part of their job roles. And I just think that's super neat. And you mentioned volunteerism, and there's a trade off there of time, there's a trade off there of banking resources. So is this something that company wide Isabella Bank really believes in?
Absolutely. So the bank empowers our employees to be able to give back to their community, to be involved and engaged. So we are fortunate to be able to have the ability to have time in our work schedule, and it's encouraged to be able to get out there. At the same time, we also have strong employees who are passionate about their communities. So we're not twisting their arm to say, hey, you have to volunteer. They want to volunteer, and we are empowering them to do that. And to me, I think that's a critical component to be able to be a community bank is get out there and be connected, be a citizen of your community, and kind of live those values of the organization and having that support of the organization that lets you do that.
And you've got that important location right in Center City, which is, one of our community's oldest business districts, and most important, if you ask me. And for a long time, Center City wasn't getting the love, or at least wasn't feeling it, or maybe we weren't feeling it as citizens. But we're seeing kind of a change in that Center City area now. You have Chef Sergei's Bakery just opened up recently. You have another cocktail lounge that's going to be opening up soon. Brass Cat Tattoo just opened recently, and you're seeing a lot more development there. And it is really coming at the same time as streetscape redevelopment. So they've done a large portion of that streetscape, and then next they'll be focusing on that circle area and figuring out what's going to happen there. And, once city officials come to a conclusion on what that will look like, you'll see work starting in that area as well. What are Isabella Bank's thoughts on streetscape redevelopment in that area?
So we are supportive of that. That's where we are. That's where we live. That's our niche of the community and of graphic location. And so we want to see that thrive and excel. And so as we got started on the first phase of the streetscape, we contributed some dollars to help ensure that project was able to be completed. There's a little bit of controversy around that. Some people think, is that the right place to spend those dollars or to invest those dollars? And to be honest, I think it's been very impactful. When you drive or look down that corridor prior, there was very little foot traffic, very little bike traffic. Some people maybe considered it not to be safe to cross the street because it's a busy area. Today, we have wider sidewalks, and I see a lot more people biking, a lot more people walking. I don't hear any comments about being unsafe crossing the street. And so that's huge, and that drives economic activity along the corridor. And also the businesses that are there has been some turnover, but for the most part, all of the businesses are full. We don't have any empty storefronts, and the ones that we do have, there's a planned redevelopment already in the works to fill that space. The other thing I think about is as a city, this is a main artery or a main entry point to our city. And so as people are coming in from the south, headed north on South Saginaw there, what are they seeing? What is the feel that they have coming into our city? And I think that we have a strong, vibrant look to the corridor now. And I'm excited for phase 2 to come along in the right time when that's ready. But I think that we're giving a real strong, positive impression when people are coming in, and it sets the tone for what they're going to experience as they drive in deeper into the heart of the city.
It's really interesting, too, and you were just talking about people driving through that area, and I think about that as well and how inviting that area could be. And we don't really have a large business district that is necessarily a pass-through for vehicles in our area other than Center City in that corridor. The mall area exists, but that's more of a highway exit to access that. And if you're not really driving through that to get anywhere, our downtown is not an area you really drive through. You drive near it with those one-ways pairs of Indian and Buttles, and then you go up to Jerome for M20. But Main Street kind of sits a little bit off of where the vehicle traffic is. Fortunately, we've figured out a great way to utilize that space with the pedestrian plaza and the commons, and I just think that is such an innovative way to look at that and flip it on its head to create a gathering space out of an area that doesn't usually see vehicle traffic. But that Saginaw Road corridor, and when you look at the map of Midland, it kind of cuts right through the middle of the town as, triangle, a diamond, however you want to look at Midland. And I just feel like that can be such an important piece to say, hey, this is who we are. So you can invite people into that, and folks feel so fondly of the memories they had of the Circle and, the Circle Bowling Alley, and they had the huge Midland sign, which I think is now at the Historical Museum, and bring back a little bit of that feel of attraction. And it's just been a different energy even pulling into the parking lot at work and just seeing a few more cars in the area, or walking up to the office and seeing them work on Chef Sergey's bakery, and now seeing that open up, and just conversations about, improvements in that area, and maybe people are redoing their fascias or new businesses, and just a really exciting time to kind of work over there.
Yeah, and the other thing I think is worth mentioning is there's resources to help support those businesses as well, through grants or a loan through a facade improvement. And so we recognize the need to continuously invest in that area in order to continue to have that vibrant and energy that you're talking about.
Yeah, and the city of Midland supported that through that facade improvement, and those grants that are out there are already available from Center City, which is just awesome, and looking to see continued improvement in that area. And I think it can really be a hub, especially with more people going to be living there as well. We've got new structures being built, and there's just more humans in that space.
Yeah.
So we're really, really excited about that. And it's nice to talk about the bank's involvement in the community, but I want to talk a little bit about your involvement as well. Can you talk a little bit about some of the organizations you're involved in?
So I like to be engaged in the community. Like I said, I want to be a citizen. I want to be active and participating. So I'm involved with Junior Achievement. I'm involved with Midland Business Alliance. I'm involved with a Rotary as a service club, and then also involved with various things within my kids' activities. So just continuously looking for ways that I can give back and share some of the things that I have with others, with whatever they're looking for, and however I can add value to that.
Subscribe wherever you consume media. Maxwell's Midland is your entertainment, resources, and collective improvement hub for Midland County. Plan your next adventure in Midland at maxwellsmidland.com.